Uh, I need to share. That's not what I wanted to do. I swear they change things up all the time. I swear it's different. Every time I go on live, I go try to get the link so I can put it on Fish Fam. It changes. Why is that? Oh, there we go. Alright, so if I copy Fish Fam, we don't go live. Nobody is on live because everyone's at the fish shop or swap, except for Jeremy. And the only one. Everyone abandoned me. Alright, there we go. So, there we go. I got it. Figured it out. Yet again. Alrighty, we gonna just take y'all with me. So, how's everyone doing? So, really not expecting a whole lot of people, which I never get a whole lot of people on my lives. So I'll be lucky to maybe get one on this one because I'm pretty sure all of you are at the Quad City Swap. So I'm just going to sit here and continue on with my tank. So I did tank maintenance. It's been dead at the store, so why not do some water changes? Get these tanks up and going, looking pretty. So I had a customer that went to somewhere. I don't know where he went, but there's apparently a 16-year-old boy who does a lot of breeding, and one of my frequent customers went there to check it out, and he's coming back with what's called sunburst mollies. I've never heard of sunburst mollies. I've heard of sunburst platies. And if I had my laptop and I could share the screen, I'd show you the pictures. But so I tried to Google it, and there's a sunburst molly, but it looks nothing like the one that this kid is selling. And it's just, I don't know. It's weird looking. It almost looks like a platy, but he's claiming that they're mollies. But anyway, so here at the store, doing water changes on a slow day, throwing on some sales, some just out of the blue sales. Trying to get some fish moving. Then we'll be doing, I think we're doing a aquarium co-op order for next week. We're doing a fish order for next week. So I will definitely be going on live come next week, probably Tuesday, to do an unboxing. I wish it will be scheduled, maybe. I know most of y'all are at work, but yeah. So, I see someone in here is lurking. You ain't talking to me. You gotta keep me company. Uh, so everyone's at that swap, I'm assuming, or heading home from the swap. I'm actually very curious on what everyone's taking home. So, but y'all, I am bored, like crazy bored, crazy bored. I'm gonna point y'all right here so I can see, just in case somebody say something or someone pops in. Nope, nope. Beyond anything. Order play. Nope, nobody. Oh, I got a couple of people in here. All right. I see you guys. I see your eyeballs up at the top. Holly Gibbs, hello. How are you? Holly, did you get that driftwood in that tank? You know, so I might have to change the name of J&N Aquatics because Naomi literally abandoned me. So she took the kids and went to St. Louis, right? And it was like the same day where we got the bad storm. We had a tornado. I think we had a couple of tornadoes here. But anyway, so they went to St. Louis and left me here all by myself. Don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed the peace and quiet. Yeah, so I floated it for a couple days. Now I got it weighted down. It's looking pretty good. That's awesome. So are we done with these storms for a while? Because I know y'all got some bad storms too up there. Right now, we're dealing with just flood waters. What we're dealing with right now. Clean those tanks. I'm gonna get an Anubius to put on it. I think that will look good. It's only lightly raining here now. The cold. Yeah, I know it's cold. It's terrible. I don't like the cold. See, Anubius. Look, I got the perfect Anubius for it right here. Oh, said I did. So the coffeeola is really pretty. I like the coffeeola. I gotta do a plan order. It's getting low on my plants again. So I'm assuming everyone is like at that swap that went on this weekend. So I'm excited. Is everyone excited about the Peplin wedding option? Oh yeah. When is that? I need to start writing these dates down. That's Quad City. Yeah, yeah. Everyone's at that Quad City. So I can't wait to start seeing the YouTube videos and lives and what people brought back. So I should have I should have just went and shut down the store and just went. Uh, it would have been easy to do since Naomi and the kids are in St. Louis. That's good. I think the one really want to go to the one in November there in Ohio. Was here lately, so here lately I've been doing a lot of uh, TikTok lives and just meeting new hobbyists. Uh, I see cray's catfish on there all the time, uh, and then I've met some new people. There's one guy I met. His name's K Lake Aquatics. He's from Ohio, and he goes to the OCAs. So I'll be able to meet up with him if we go. And of course, Chattanooga is going to go. Whip's going to go. John's going to go. There's old Ben. Hey, Ben. How are you? It's 4/12. 4/12/25. Okay. April 12th. I got to remember that. Ben, what are you getting into today, bud? So I heard. So YouTube is very quiet. Uh, they're either at the swap or they're heading home from the swap. I know I talked to Jody a couple hours ago. Jody was packing up, getting ready to go, getting ready to make a peep up for video. Okay. How many peep uppers you got? I'm glad you said something because I got to order some peep uppers. $13. So have you seen them blown up yet? I've yet to see the peep up first blow up. In fact, I haven't seen any pufferfish blow up. I've had the pea puffers, I've had the fajakas, I've had the figure eights. Never experienced that. Yeah, I haven't either. So I know they only do it when they feel feared or threatened. I'll get kids in here, and it annoys the crap out of me. But I'll get some kids in here, and they'll go to my figure eight puffer tank. And they'll sit there and not even just kids. I've actually had grown adults come in here and like try to scare the figure eight puffers and tap on the glass, trying to get them to blow up. And I'm over here like, don't do that. I've had a grown woman like jump in front of the tank and like play peekaboo with the tank. Uh, Tried everything to try to get a puffer to blow up. It just is it's quiet at the store. I don't like it. Sundays usually are though. But the most exciting thing that's happened to me, people do dumb stuff, right? The most exciting thing that has happened to me today was I found a mealworm baby. That's what I like for this, yeah. So I've been trying to. So I've got three different containers, right? I have for my mealworms. I got a container for my beetles. I got a container for my pupas or pupae, however you want to say it. Uh, and I got the container for my larvae. And so I have all my my larvae. They're turning into the pupons, right? They're like little cocoons. Um, in fact, I'll show y'all. Let me show you. Why not? We got some. What's that figure? All right. So, mealworm. I don't have to show you all the mealworms because I'm sure you all know what mealworms look like. Oh, I got some beetles in here. Uh, anyway, so the mealworms turn into this little pupa, right? It's like a little, almost like when a butterfly uh, goes in its cocoon. It's kind of the same with mealworms. So they go into this little pupa stage. Oh, oh, here we go.
I need a filter for a 20 gallon. My mom's filter, I would change the water.
Mhm.
No, it wasn't going. I even I changed the media in it and something that's not pulling through. And it's not even that.
Is it a sponge filter or
It's the top of it. It's got the charcoal.
the hang on the back?
Yeah.
Is it? It's not pulling.
I found it. I took the changed the water out.
So your fan probably is stuck. What? That's one bad thing about the hang on the backs. There's a propeller
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
and it gets stuck very easily. And
I had the color and stuff out and I cleaned it.
you cleaned it, and it's just not doing it.
Very, very.
I got it.
Okay, I'm not fighting with it.
Right.
My husband, because my dad, he's the one that's been big time. He babysat my dad's. It's just he's really tough. I mean, it's a 20-gallon aquarium, but that's the filter out of my 20-gallon Angel.
The one that we had issues with yesterday.
No. This is that was my mom and dad's. I did the change on that.
I got
And
it.
I was like, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Check your plug with water." I said, "Don't you get up and knock what I've got going on and out down." I took and softened it out and said, he goes, "You're going to put more?" I said, "Yeah, I'll put more back." But I said, "I just got to do this first."
Mhm.
I think the rain's finally stopped.
I hope so.
I thought it was stop last night.
I know yesterday our creek beds were full. They were almost going over the bridges.
You live out in the county. We live out South Friendship, which where we live is on a hill, but our barn has come down, but there's a pond in front of the barn, and it's got a still and an overflow pipe, and it's just been flowing out of that kind of place. We went down Little Pump this morning. I had started down there close to where the executive was. It's been a while since it's been.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they said Shimwell Lane out towards some, out toward PIR and stuff, PIR's underwater, all out that way. Black River's out there. Which years ago, I remember Clark's River, I started down it, I was pregnant with my daughter. I had a little around the GT and I started around 348.
Mm-hmm.
And I rounded the curve and all I could see was water and I was like, oh. So I had to maneuver my vehicle where I didn't get off the pavement to get turned back around. And then I used to go out that way, come back down Bonds Road, and I better off on Bonds Road, thinking that it wasn't that bad. But the road kind of get down, you didn't get to see.
Right.
Later. And I got the top of the reverse out of it, so it helped in my tailpipe. But that was the muddy mess, that force thing that they had at Carson Park.
Mm-hmm.
It was out in the grassy area, which whenever they had the monster trucks last year, it rained and it was a mud ball where they had this parking. And that's where they had the tent set up this time. They canceled the show Friday night because of the tornado watch or warning out.
Right.
But I guess they had it yesterday afternoon. It looks still looking like this. the road to come in all pieces. And, rain, just be real problems.
I had to retest your ammonia. I think I put too many drops in there. You see, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Your nitrite's good.
So that's the one my ankle was in. That's what he told me. I didn't change nothing. I didn't do anything for that reason because I didn't lose and I didn't do anything.
Yeah, looks like your ammonia is going to be good too.
So we did a confusion. Probably back in the usage shipment probably on Tuesday.
Yep.
And what kind of filter do you have for it?
I don't have any filters. Not until I think we're going to do a aquarium co-op order as well this week. I haven't looked at our finances yet, but if we can do it, then I plan on getting restocking on my filters and
I'll
stuff.
have to go get something. That's not. I told my dad, I said, I'm afraid that it's not enough. You look at the filter,
Mm-hmm.
like it's running. I've got the same filter on my 36 gallon. I've never had a mixed trouble.
Right.
So I don't know what happened with that. Don't know.
Yeah. Your water's fine.
Okay. All right, I will check and back on Tuesday. Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
I guess I went out there and get that.
You say you're wanting angels, right?
All right. I'll get off my hands. Don't let me get anything happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be back.
All right. Hey, Logan. So back to what I was trying to explain. So the mealworms turn into this little thing called the pupae. This little guy, right? And then they turn into little beetles. Now notice that there's like 3 different types of beetles that come from it. But here's one, right? And so it's the process. So you separate the beetles from the pupa, put them in a container, and they'll lay eggs and then creates more larvae. So I was separating my beetles earlier this morning. And I came across a little baby friggin' mealworm. I only saw one. So the hard part is, so the beetles will eat the larva. So I'm assuming you have to time it just right and figure out when they're laying and all this other stuff, or have a setup where the eggs fall away from the mealworms. But I'm getting old. But I need to change the name to J&N's Pet Shop, right? So I don't know. I want to carry reptiles and different stuff, but I also don't want to deal with PETA. I said we've had some other pet shops here in Paducah that carried reptiles and stuff. And of course, you get that one person that reports you for a dirty tank or something like that to PETA, and PETA comes out and they shut you down. Right? So, little nervous about that. But what Logan's talking about, so for those that don't follow me on Facebook, I made a post to our community saying that I not only can am limited to fish, so I can get snakes, I can get reptiles, I can get uh, scorpions, I could get bearded dragons and geckos, and I could get the millipedes. Fish is way easier to get, right? Yeah. I did, when I made that post, I did have a customer reach out to me about the millipede. So the millipede can get like really large, right? I don't know much about them. Never had one in my life, and that's but the African millipede is what she's talking about. But it gets really large, and they're like $100-something. Uh, and some states they're illegal to have, which I don't know why. Been 35 years since I've done mealworms. Yeah. So I wanted to build my colony up so I can start selling mealworms or just feed my fish with them, uh, like my Oscars or my flower horn, or even like start selling mealworms. So I can order mealworms, uh, but I would like to have my own colony so I can actually keep the prices low. But no one has bought mealworms from me. So I may just be wasting my time. I don't know. But they don't need a great big tank because they hide most of the time. Hmm. I got a guy who's wanting to get a bunch of stingrays, which that's going to be pricey. Freshwater stingrays, those are expensive. I got a guy here who wants to do a stingray. He's working on building a tank right now. He's going to fill it up with a bunch of stingrays. Oh, sorry, y'all. It's tired. So, Logan, what you into today, bud? Teacup stingray or one that takes a while to grow? Teacup stingray. I don't think I've ever heard of a teacup stingray. Y'all getting rain? It stopped here. In fact, I probably need to go across the street and see if I can get me some mosquito fish. For my ponds at the house. Oh, I know. Yeah, so we got a lot of rain. Oh man. They were saying we were supposed to get 15 inches. I don't think we got 15 inches, but yeah. So I live in Ballard, right? And Naomi is about to was going to strangle me, but I was. We live on the outs. So I live on the outskirts of Ballard and on the outskirts of McCracken. So I live in between the two. Uh, but anyways, so there was a tornado uh, that hit Ballard, and my house was like in direct path of it, like it was coming towards my house. Well, it had lifted up off the ground down on I think Woodville, and it literally flew over my house. And I was on the front porch, and I actually like it got crazy. Like the wind got crazy. So I got like 55-gallon drums. I got my trash can. I got everything. Well, all that like blew over into the neighbor's yard. My flag friggin' went crazy. And anyways, so my plants on my porch went flying. But anyways, the tornado literally flew above my house. And I was on the front porch when it did. And I ended up running inside. I already had my dogs in the closet in their kennels. And so I ran inside, ran into the closet, and that's it. I know it touched back down on exit 3, which I live like 5 minutes away from exit 3. But that sounds, but like the roar of that was like crazy. Like it was insane. And I really wish I would have gotten it on video. But yeah. One of my neighbors, he's a preacher, and he was outside. Him and his wife was outside praying and like screaming at the sky during the storm, right? I mean, they were and yelling at God and praying for our neighborhood and everything else. And but yeah, it flew right above us. It was crazy. Hey, how are you? I am out of crickets. I have frozen bloodworms. You'll take those? How you been? I didn't lose any fish. So how do you do during the storms? Seems 44. Nothing here. Except ready for the fish order comes in next week. Hopeless. I got a lot of special orders. I do like much specific.
You got a big fine cup now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. Sorry. Something is was scary. Oh, okay. So we're back. Now, look, three of y'all hung around. Appreciate it. But what was I saying? Uh, the tornado. Yeah, but yeah, it was crazy. But, but the roar, yeah, the roar of it Like it was loud. So you know some people say it sounds like a train coming. So I always when people tell me tornado sounds like a train, so I've always thought it was like the sound of the train blowing its horn. For some reason, that's how I thought a tornado would ever sound. No, it doesn't. It literally sounds like a freaking train doing 100 miles an hour by your house. It's loud. But I really want to see an actual tornado, like on the ground. I want to be, I want to see it out in the cornfield somewhere that has no wildlife, no houses, you know, nothing. I just want to see one in person. That's on my bucket list. I want to be a storm chaser. That's what I want to be. I want to be a storm chaser. Now, I've been in several hurricanes. When I lived down in Louisiana, uh, I've been several multiple hurricanes every year. But I've been in a lot of those, and the hurricanes ain't bad. Uh, it's just a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and a lot of flooding. Yeah, I've seen hurricanes, been in blizzards. And I remember when I was a young kid, we had a funnel cloud. I was young, but we had a funnel cloud hit a big old oak tree next to my parents' house, and the tree ended up falling onto our garage in the house. But to be an actual tornado, that I was in a hurricane when I went to North Carolina. It wasn't too bad, was it, Logan? Just windy and wet. I remember, I think, no, I couldn't swim. Oh, you were out swimming in the hurricane. Okay. So I know, so there's bad, trying to think. See, I wasn't in Louisiana when Katrina hit Florida, or, hit the Gulf. I think, what was my first hurricane? I think my first hurricane was Barry, maybe? Hurricane Barry, I think it was. Which that was a bad hurricane. I remember I had the daylight scared out of me because so I was a police officer. Uh, there are alligators in Louisiana right now. There's always alligators in Louisiana. But I remember, so I was a police officer and on the military base, and I was on night shift at the time, and so I was in my cruiser. And I was just it was a hurricane, right? There was a hurricane going on at the time, and like I said, it's down south. It's just another day, pretty much. You get used to them. You get used to them, almost like up here. So people get used to the tornadoes. It's just like another day. But so I was driving my cruiser down the road during the hurricane, and the rain was so powerful you couldn't see or nothing. But I was driving, and I was probably doing, I don't know, 30, 35, 45 on base, and light poles literally was just like folding over. Uh, and one had fell and freaking hit my patrol car, and it was scary. It was scary, but after that, it's just and then right. Oh yeah, yeah. There's alligators in Louisiana. Some big old alligators. You get down there in southern Louisiana and into the swamps. Uh, you'll do some alligator hunting. Oh, isn't it close to the climate up here? Louisiana? Yeah, Louisiana's climate is pretty similar to Kentucky's. Now, it doesn't get as cold as Kentucky does, and it does get a little bit hotter than Kentucky does. But I mean, the climate is pretty much the same. So Kentucky, you get humidity. Humidity's what makes it hot up here. And then down there is more, I guess, more of a like a dry heat. I miss Louisiana though. It's I met uh, shoot, my mind is not functioning today. Willie and Jace and Cy Robertson. Met those three from Duck Dynasty. Uh, so they live out in West Monroe. Uh, I've met them, and then I've met uh, that one guy who does the exterminating. Uh, what's his name? He has his own show too. He drives a black truck with like a skull on it, but he's got like long blonde hair. Can't think of his name though. But I've met a few of your Louisiana celebrities. There was one time when I was like when it floods, the Ohio River floods. And 6 to 8 foot gator in the Ohio. There's June. How are you, Miss June? They kind of like by. Okay. You just woke up. June, what time is it over there? Was a long day yesterday. Okay. 12:30. So you're about two. So you're 2 hours behind. What happened yesterday? If you don't mind me asking. Just a long day? Is it still Sunday? I think so. I think it's still Sunday. I thought it was a log until it turned to me and it was about 3 foot from me. How the Earthlings been here lurking, editing the commercial. How's it going? What kind of commercial are you doing? I need to do a commercial. Speaking of commercials, so I had the radio station. I'm doing a news segment commercial for Aquarium Co-op. Okay. When are we going to be able to see that? But yeah, so I had the radio station come here, or the guy that does all the advertising on different radio stations in our area. And he came and he quoted me on some prices and all that. And that boy wanted like $500 a month to have a like a 30-second advertisement of the business on a radio station. 500 a month for 30 seconds. I think it's like once or twice a day. I thought it was crazy. That's insane. I mean, I want to do it. Don't get me wrong. I wanted freaking be on the radio station and all that. But I can't afford no 500, 600 a month. We're going to start making our own commercials for the segments. Y'all should see it. Not tomorrow, but the next Monday. Okay. That's probably a good price. It may be a good price. I don't know. It's too rich for my blood, though. That's actually a pretty normal price for radio commercial time. I figured it would be, but that's too rich. I can't do that. And then I have a golf course club in not in Paducah, but out by Kentucky Lake. They had emailed me and they want to advertise my business on their golf course. And as a sponsor, they want me to sponsor them. And but they're asking what they were asking. I think it was like almost $900. Like, I think it was like almost $900 a month to have my logo and out on the golf course. And they try to make it sound like a really sweet deal. Like they said, we have so many people that come out here and play golf, and they said we really want to help your business out and get you more customers and more high income customers and stuff like that. I was like, man, when I could just print out my logo on a friggin' sheet of paper and I'll go post it all through town. I'll go post it at gas stations. I'll go post it at grocery stores. I'll do my own advertising and it ain't gonna cost me nothing but a sheet of paper and some ink. I'll go get some signs made up where people could put the signs in their yard, like the election days when the elections come, and you see all these signs in yards and stuff saying vote for such and such and all that. I'll make one Jane and Aquatics, and I'll make a bunch of them. I'm just gonna start putting in people's yards if they give me permission. Though I gotta ask for permission to do it, but. Oh, like your business sponsoring a whole. You, I'm missing such a. You can write off. Yeah, I can write off on the advertisement. That's cool. I sponsored a golf hole before. It's for my fish for mayor. Fish for mayor. Vote for Pedro. Yeah. But yeah, so I've had some people reach out want to get Jane and Aquatics out there to Paducah. But I just don't see paying the price. That's what I have YouTube and Facebook and TikTok for. I do it that way. And maybe one day I'll be as big as Dan's Fish or KG Tropicals or Imperial. One day. But yeah, I'm ready to see these commercials that you're doing and the QR code people can scan on your ad at the time. People scan, right? Don't be a KG Tropicals. Nah, so when I say I want to be like KG Tropicals or like Dan's Fish, stuff like that, so I want to be my own thing, but I want to be like as kind of as big. So uh, almost where like I say almost like a distributor, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe not. I want to get into importing, but I just don't have the space to be doing the imports because when you do importing, you have to buy a lot. It's not like it's not like going through a wholesaler in the U.S. where I can just order 2 or 3 of these certain types of fish. So for example, like Dalmatian mollies, right? So if I go through a wholesaler here in the States for mollies, I can choose how many fish I want. So if I want 2 Dalmatian mollies, then that's fine. I'll just order 2 Dalmatian mollies. But when you go to importing, um, you can't just order 2 Dalmatians, right? You're gonna have to order like 100 Dalmatians. So And I don't have the space to do stuff like that. Not yet. One day. Oscars. Yeah, the Oscars. So Oscars really not big in this area. Cichlids is not big in this area. I have a few people want cichlids, but not enough to actually carry them in the store. Now, if I get surrenders, like I had the surrender of those two tiger Oscars and the chili Oscar and all that, that was like huge. I'll take those in, and but actually having them in this store constantly, like your nanos or your community fish stuff like that, I'd be sitting on them forever. Now, if I had a bigger store and I had a lot more fish tanks and stuff like that, yeah, I'd be more than happy to start carrying Oscars and cichlids. But I'm in a little tiny hole right now. You need to get the website. Yeah, I do need to get the website going. Um, and so the website we have is through Square, right? Uh, Now I'm debating whether I want to keep it like that, keep it through Square, or if I want to actually build a website. Um, Now I've been going to different places, website and stuff, and they've made it all neat and pretty and stuff like that. Uh, and then Square's just kind of like almost like a generic website. Uh, so I'm on the fence about that, on what path I want to do. Do I want to keep it on Square website, or do I want to just build my own? Uh, Now the Square website, of course, I've been slowly working on it. I just eh, with thing. So with the website, the Square website is kind of difficult to do because so we also do cash sales, right? Um, Now cash sales, I don't ring up on the system. Uh, so it's almost like paying a worker under the table, right? There's no paper trail. Uh, and so if I was to sell, so say I had 10 platies, okay, and I sold three out of those 10 platies cash. Uh, it's hard for me to kind of keep track. I know it don't sound hard, but it is kind of hard because then you got to take those 3 platies and subtract it from your inventory. And so the square can update itself and show, okay, he doesn't have 10 plaques. He has 7 plaques, right? Now I get so sidetracked and get squirrel moments all the time. So I don't remember to take those 3 that I sold on a cash sale out of the system. So my inventory, that's where my inventory gets all crazy because I'll forget to take 3 out of the system. So Square thinks I still have 10 platies in the store when I actually have 7, and that's just one fish. So just imagine doing that with multiple types of fish, and it gets overwhelming. I can say that much. It gets overwhelming, and it's hard to keep track of, especially when you're running the store by yourself. Because not only you're dealing with customers, you're doing the credit card sales, you're doing the cash sales, and then you got to do the inventory. I need a routine. That's what I need to do. I need a routine. I need a system. I need a worker. I need someone to work. But I can't hire anyone because I can't afford it. Not that big yet. But maybe someday I'll be able to hire some people where they can run the store and then I just run the finances, stuff like that. That reminds me, I need to do my taxes. I'm running out of time on taxes. I know Naomi started doing the taxes, uh, getting everything like all the write-offs and all that stuff prepped, and she's only got a few more days. I think it's April 15th is the deadline, I believe. But I could be a volunteer worker, right? So I don't even know how that works. So that's where Naomi comes. That's where Naomi comes in. She's got the brains for all that. She's got the smarts. I don't. Yeah, I don't either. See, I've even had people. I've had people in Missouri. I think that's where they're from. There's a couple out there uh, that's volunteered to come help me at the store too whenever I need it. When we had when we had issues with Ezra when he got really sick, and Naomi and the kids were in the hospital down in Nashville, and I was here running the store and taking care of the home front. I had a couple customers, offer to come run the store for me and all that, which is very appreciated. Really is. But I just, and they live like 4, 5, 6 hours away. I called Naomi a little bit ago, and she didn't answer, and she finally called me back, and I asked her, I said, "Are you on the road yet?" And she was like, "No." And I said, "Aren't you coming back today?" She's like, "No." I asked her, I said, "Are you even going to come back?" She's like, "I don't know." Nah, she didn't say I don't know, but she said she was going to come back. But she's definitely enjoying herself in St. Louis. Now, when she gets back, then I need to take a vacation. I need to go somewhere. Elfish tanks auction time. Alrighty, y'all. I guess David is on live. Maybe, I don't know. I just got a notification. Uh, but so I'm gonna go. I don't know if he's going on live or not. I didn't really get to see the notification, but I'm gonna jump off here and go check David's YouTube channel, see what he's got going on. I say he said auction time, so I don't know if he's going on live, so we can actually watch the auction. Not sure, but hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. You made an hour and 30 minutes go by, so I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.